Is your engagement at an all-time low? Then make sure to watch this video because I'm going to give you 3 tips on how you can increase your engagement on Instagram. And make sure to watch to the end because I'm going to give you 7 proven tips to fix any low engagement rates. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn Redding, and here I teach coaches, consultants, and solopreneurs how to generate leads and generate revenue through marketing systems like funnels and automation. If you are new here, then make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the notification bell so you're notified every week when I post a new video. Increasing our engagement optimizes our reach and visibility. Now, I have gone into depth on reach and visibility in previous videos, but remember, social media or Instagram is a traffic source. And in order to pour into our funnels or any funnels that we have, we need that traffic. So increasing your engagement is one way that you can increase your traffic. So here are 3 ways that you can increase your engagement or fix any low engagement rates. Tip number 1 is to feed the algorithm. Instagram wants you to use all of its features and everything that it offers us. So naturally, it will favor the people who are using all of their features. Now, full credit goes to Modern Millie here on YouTube, and she used the analogy of feeding a pet or a dog. And I love this analogy, so I'm going to give you guys it here. Feeding your dog, you need to be consistent with feeding them. Otherwise, they will go hungry and they're going to be searching for food. Same thing like on Instagram. If you're not showing up consistently or feeding the algorithm, it's not going to really know that you're there, right? And Instagram's not really going to know what you're doing, and it's going to be hungry for more content. And in the same thing, if you're constantly feeding your pet or your dog the same thing over and over again, they become bored. At least that's like my dog Sapphire, where we cannot feed her. We have to constantly switch it up because otherwise she gets bored of her food, she gets sick of the flavor, and she just basically goes on a hunger strike and refuses to eat. Now that's like Instagram and not using all of its features like stories, reels, IGTVs, feed posts, all the things. Instagram wants you to utilize all of them. So they want you to switch it up. They want you to utilize all of these platforms or features that they have for you. And that way, you feeding the algorithm, it will feed you, meaning it will give you some of those engagement. It will basically reward you for using it. Tip number 2 is I want you to spend 35 minutes a day engaging on Instagram. Yes, this means that you set a timer for 35 minutes and you spend the time going out there, looking for your ideal clients, searching your ideal clients, and engaging with your ideal clients on the platform. Again, going back to feeding the algorithm. If you're feeding the algorithm will feed you. And in fact, Instagram is going to push your content out to those who you're engaging with on the platform. And extra little hint here, if you're DMing or private messaging somebody, Instagram sees that as like the top of the line. This means that they have a relationship with each other. She enjoys her content as she does it to her. So naturally, Instagram will be like, okay, you obviously like this person, here's their content. If you want more in-depth on what I do in this 35 minutes of engaging, then go ahead and watch this video where I talk about how you engage and how you spend 35 minutes a day engaging. Now, my last tip for you to increase your engagement is to making sure that you're focused on community building and service over sales. The reason why I talk a lot about this is because you really are forming relationships on Instagram, right? You really are getting to know people, and you need to form that community of people where they show up for you if you show up for them. And in turn, this will start to initiate any engagement where people feel compelled to want to reply to your stories, comment on your posts, enjoy your content altogether. Again, these are simple tips that you can really do that ultimately don't take up much of time at all. However, you are the one that needs to do this in order to increase your engagement. Now, here are 7 quick tips that you can do to fix low engagement rates. These 7 tips you can literally start doing right now and start to see an increase in engagement on Instagram. The first tip is super simple. If you want to double your engagement, all you have to do is reply to every single comment that gets posted on a reel or a feed or whatever. Replying to every single one doubles literally your engagement. Tip number 2 is I want you to find the influencer in your niche or a couple influencers within your niche, and you're going to start to engage with their followers. So this simply means go to their posts and start replying to people's comments. Here's the thing, if you guys have similar audiences and similar niches, and those people are finding hers or his content really valuable, chances are they're gonna find your content just as valuable. So start engaging them. Go to their profiles, like their posts, comment on their posts and in their stories, and chances are they're gonna see your content and find it equally valuable. Now, tip number 3 is one that I have definitely seen an increased engagement. However, I have to be honest, I don't do this all the time. It was a tip that was floating around Reels and I decided to try it out myself. And that is, before I go post my post for the day, I go to any of the previous posts, comments, and make sure to like them. And then I go and post that post. And what this is really doing is anybody who commented on that post, when they see a notification saying this person has liked it, again, it's engagement. The algorithm is just going to push your content into their feed because you gave them a sign that you want to engage with that person. Now, tip number 4 is pretty obvious to most people, but it is using engagement stickers within your stories. Ask for engagement, get people to vote in your polls. And some fun things you can do are playing different games like a this or that, or answering some quizzes, answering quick polls. This obviously will bump you up in the engagement algorithm. Now, tip number 5 comes down to your stories. You want to make sure that you're posting your stories throughout the day. You don't want to post your stories all at once because stories is the only part within Instagram where it favors recency and is in somewhat of a chronological order, meaning that when somebody posts a new story, usually what will tend to happen, now there's a few other factors that come into this, but that person will go right back to the beginning of the little bubbles that are on Instagram because it has the most recent story. So if you post all of them at once, chances are somebody's just going to watch through them all and then forget about you for the rest of the day. Where if you're, showing up say every 2 hours or every few hours with a new story, again, recency. You want that recency and people are going to start to see your stories. And if you have those engagement stickers, they're obviously going to engage with those and therefore, again, bump you up in that algorithm altogether. Now, tip number 6 and tip number 7 kind of go together, but it starts with letting your stories expire. So yes, you want your stories to, show up throughout the day at different time intervals, but you also want to make sure that all of your stories expire because when you go to post the next story, again, it's going to be brand new content and Instagram favors that new content. So it's going to push out this bigger notification to your followers or your community of people and saying, hey, this person's got something new to say. Now, the tip that goes, or tip number 7 that really matches that tip is when you do let your stories expire, the first story that you post, you want it to have some kind of engagement sticker. Again, if they expired, you post a new story, that pops up on their feed and it's an engagement sticker that it's a quick yes or no or whatever. Again, it just bumps you up that much further into the algorithm. So those are 7 quick fire tips for you. If you have some low engagement rates and you need a quick fix, definitely utilize those 7 tips. If you want, make sure to consistently use all 7 tips throughout your whole Instagram practice, but making sure you stick to those 3 tips at the beginning of this video is really how you're going to increase that engagement over time. Now, I want to bring your attention to a couple free things for you. First is my free guide teaching you how to start an email marketing guide. So this goes into depth on what is in an email marketing funnel and how do you set that up in order to start funneling people in and converting sales. So if you are interested in more email marketing and setting up funnels inside of emails, then make sure to go to the bottom of this video and download that free guide. Now, the next thing I want to invite you or welcome you into is my close friends on Instagram. So if you're not already following me, make sure you follow me on Instagram. So you can send me a DM, say, hey Katelyn, I would love to be part of your close friends, because as a member of my close friends, you get exclusive access and some VIP tips when it comes to Instagram and learning how to use the platform altogether and how to use it in creating your own funnels. So if you want some exclusive VIP tips from yours truly, just send me that DM on Instagram saying, hey, let me into your close friends, and I'll make sure to give you access. Now, with that said, if you did find this video helpful, of course, give it a thumbs up. Engage below, because obviously engagement increases the content in the algorithm here on YouTube, just like it does on Instagram. So I'd love your feedback on it. Go ahead and watch these videos over here. If you want more content on how to generate more leads, generate revenue, create consistent cash flow through automation and funnels, watch my other videos and hit that subscribe button. And with that said, guys, I'll check you back here next week.